one red, pour out the Jameson for ancestors to swig.
You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do. You rescue me yet again. You put me first everywhere. You make me feel better than the mother do.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. Really appreciate the love. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. You know what we do here. All black everything, black love, black relationships, black knowledge, black wealth. All black everything, like I stated. So today, just reacting to Kevin Samuels and T.I.'s interview. It was a great interview with some things said there that I would definitely want to jump in and talk about. But go ahead, sit back, relax. Check me out, and once again, drop a comment. If you guys don't agree with the things that I say, I love reading your comments. I love commenting back to your comments. So definitely drop a comment. Appreciate the love, and let's go.
I guess they succumb to their desires and their laziness.
Well,
or their comfort of doing nothing. That's not gender specific, in my opinion. I know cats that work out every day, men and women. I know cats that don't work out at all, men and women.
But the difference is, though, the difference is always going to be that there's always going to be anecdotal and nuance. But in general, in our community, we have seen a problem with weight. I mean, if you go back to look at what happened with Spelman in 2012, they removed all athletics, all the funding for athletics, to focus on taking that money to help the student body get in better shape, because they were noticing that incoming freshmen were overweight and obese. So, and we did, and it's a conversation that's an uncomfortable conversation, and things that are uncomfortable we tend to shy away from. But here's the thing: when it gets right down to relationships, men want something, women want something. Men are visual, and if a man is going out here to kill the dragon, such and so forth, he wants what he considers to be an ample prize. And a lot of guys will come back saying, I'm having a hard time finding that kind of prize. And I started noticing this over and over again. Now, women were saying, I'm trying to have a hard time finding men that are on this level, and these guys are making themselves more visible. But they're not finding the women. So I started talking about this stuff on YouTube, stuff that I would hear from my clients, and initially I started talking to men. For 3 years I talked to men. For 3 years on my YouTube channel, it was a conversation about men, about getting your level up, getting out here. I don't want to hear you broke and you're only working 40 hours a week.
Right.
I don't want to hear you talk about you want a dime piece and you got pennies in your pocket.
Right.
And you want to be the boss of the place and you ain't.
Boom. So this is what, boom, perfect. So this is what I feel like the women who bash Kevin Samuels, this is what they never see. They never see the times where because like he said, he pretty much started his page off of telling men to get their shit together. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear women like, oh, I can't stand Kevin Samuels, he always doing this, women, I'll be like, yo, like, you never heard him talk about men. You never heard him tell men they need to step their game up too. Like, my man was an equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He was giving everybody the business. Because I remember him telling niggas they was bums and shit. Like he said, man, you only working 40 hours? You need to work more than that. Then if you're trying to have a certain type of woman, or if you're trying to live a certain type of lifestyle, you know what I mean? You got to dress like this. You need to wear these type of shoes. You need to do this. So that's why, I was such a big fan, and still a big fan of Kevin Samuels, is because he wasn't just trying to dog women and disrespect women. I mean, don't get it twisted. It was some shit that he said to women that was hilarious. But, I know that wasn't his main goal. His main goal was pretty much just to better the black community and try to get us all on the same page. So, had to stop and just throw that in there because, women, it's a lot of women out here that hated him. Like, oh, I can't stand Kevin Samuels. I used to be like, what? Like, why can't you stand him? What is he saying that is so wrong that you just can't stand him? Like, but I feel like a lot of it was just them seeing certain clips of him saying certain things about women, and then they're just taking that and saying, oh, I don't like him, but not really listening or not really going to watch the whole interview. You see one clip of him saying something about a woman, and you automatically make an assumption that he hates women. Like, that's crazy. But that's what our women do, unfortunately.
And paying all the bills. You know, you want to move up the ladder, but you don't want to play the quote-unquote game. You don't want to, I mean, there is an art to all this. So, and that got pushed back from men. I got pushed back from men, but more men would understand that I need to do something different to get a different outcome. But when I started taking the tack and talking to women, that's when basically the match that lit the fuse. The conversation with women, even the same factual information I'm talking with men about, even though it's hard to hear, not necessarily comfortable, I got a markedly different response from women. It was like, no, that can't be, it's not it. So we started having conversations that we've had in the barbershop, on the basketball court, in church, everywhere. We start bringing them to YouTube to have them. Okay. And that's and several things happen. One, many people talking to women today are coming at it from a woman's standpoint. I don't want to mention people's names, but you got people who've written books, people who have weekly seminars, and there'll be 900, 1,000 women. And the only men here are the men on the other side of the camera on stage. Well, that's a problem, man, because them women coming out and there are no men. But I'm talking to all the men, and I'm realizing that what these guys are saying, or what these women are saying, and what these women are hearing, ain't what these guys are saying they want. So I started talking about what these guys want, and women were kind of shocked.
Dang.
Well, because once again, everybody's so caught up in instant gratification, you know, caught up in the Instagrams and the Facebooks, and, you know, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna find me a man, and you know, I'm gonna find me a man, and he gonna take me on the trips, and we gonna go out of town every weekend, and we gonna be balling, and this, that, and this, and he gonna buy me Louis and Gucci and all this shit, and it's like, no, like, like, yeah, that's possible, but I mean, it's not really possible for certain women. You know what I mean? Like, I think that what Kevin Samuels really did was he took the luck component out of it, where women be thinking they're going to get lucky and find a dude with, you know, who's going to take care of them and give them this lavish lifestyle and be a millionaire. No, like that, like he took the luck out of it. Like, there's no luck in that shit. You're not going to be lucky and luck up on a man like that. I've heard him tell women, like, you don't even be in the same places that these men be. So how do you think you're going to luck up and meet a 6-7 figure man and you don't even be in the places that he be? You'll never, where do you be at? You be in the places where the 5 and 4 figure niggas be at. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because you're probably only making 5 figures yourself. There's a lot of women out here that are making 6 figures, but I'm not going to say a lot of women. And then when I say 6 figures, I'm not going to say the high 6 figures. I'm going to say the low 6 figures. And actually, low 6 figures is dope, but them taxes is a motherfucker on them low 6 figures. I ain't going to lie to you. But regardless, it's definitely a lot of women out here making 6 figures, but still, the man that, like he said, you're looking for has options. A lot more options than you probably think he has. So
this really wouldn't happen. They were shocked.
Okay, I've seen a few of your show, man, and you know, you everything you say is based in logic, you know, and you know, some opinion. But why is it so abrasive? Why does it seem so harsh? Because that's what they call you.
Yeah.
Or mean.
Well, like I said, if I was Gordon Ramsay, I could be a multimillionaire and have multiple spinoffs. I'd be praised for it. If I was Simon Cowell, I would make American Idol.
Or Howard Stern.
We're not used to black men speaking passionately, directly, factually, and standing on their square. So the very same truths, you want to get there, honestly, if I were not a black man, I probably wouldn't be getting the pushback I'm getting because what I'm saying is not verifiable. And it's not observable. It's just that, how dare you say that?
Damn.
And I have shows where I've talked in the most nice, positive ways, and it's still never going to be enough for some people.
Well, you never seem angry. You never seem like vile, or you know, even disrespectful. It's just direct opposition to the woman and kind of introducing her to the need to change things about her that she may feel someone should accept.
And
Right.
here's the thing. What I tell people is, you don't have to do anything, but the world doesn't owe you understanding. You don't need to change a thing. You can do whatever you want, but you cannot expect people just to say, come as I am, because we wouldn't expect it from men.
Right. Well, you have to prepare yourself for what it is you say you're looking for.
And most women aren't even curious about men.
What do you mean?
Okay. Ask a woman what she wants from a man, and she'll give you a thesaurus, a list, an encyclopedia. Ask what she brings to the table, and you can't even write it on the back of a stamp. Because honestly,
hey, bro.
Look,
see what Single Dina bring to the table.
Thank you.
You see what Single Dina bring to the table. Single Dina brought a drink to the table.
Hi, Single Dina. See,
We'll be speaking to you a little later, Single Dina.
See,
Okay.
here's what is going on. Because of the lack of so many functional, happy relationships in the black community, we don't see it modeled. So we don't see. Last people we saw was Mama, Big Mama, and Pawpaw. Most of us didn't have Mama and Daddy.
Right.
So we see situationships and that kind of stuff. So we see rom-coms. We see, we grew up with 80s R&B,
90s R&B.
90s, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, when I'm going to give you all this and I'm going to give you the moon this. And it's like, all right, but what was the woman's part in all that? It was never...
Well, they had Superwoman, you know what I mean? Karen White.
But she said, I'm not your superwoman. She didn't... They said, ain't nothing going on but the rent, but I'm not your... See, women have always been vocal about what they won't accept.
You know what, man?
Absolutely.
My good buddy's good Pastor Duval, Lil Duval. He said something earlier today.
Right?
Actually, he posted it, and it blew my mind. It was very simple. However, it was concise and very true. He says, women go from, why don't you just plan it for us, to, all we ever do is what you want to do so fast.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? And that I'm like, whoa. They're like, and then I called him to discuss it with him. He said, yeah, man, I went through that with my old lady. Listen, at first, it was why they want you to take charge. They want someone who they can trust, that they know will take charge and take matters into their own hand. They want us to plan everything for them to where they ain't got to worry about it. And then, some kind of way, without you even knowing, their expectations shift to where they don't want you to plan anymore.
Right.
They don't want you to take charge because now you're controlling them.
I would almost guarantee you, I said earlier that single women keep women single.
Woo!
Because
Single Dana, did you hear
women
that?
keep
Single
women
Dana, did you hear
single.
that? Good night.
Because it's all throughout our culture.
Take your time, Reverend.
It's all throughout our culture. Go back to In Vogue when they had that little lead in. What's going on, girl? It's so and so. You should just leave him. You shouldn't put up with it. Ain't no man worth all that. Ding dong. Oh, I gotta go. That's Kevin. See, when the woman got a man, it's always the single friends that tend to be on the outside telling that what you should and should not accept. But you ask her,
Tell my wife to come in here.
where's your wedding ring and your husband?
Get my wife in here. Get my damn wife in here.
So,
Where is she? Yes, please. Okay.
So you get women who at the 1 minute, I love him because he does everything, but you got a woman in there. Yeah, he's trying to control. Girl, that's what this is. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, that's narcissistic. Like,
I just told
Fire. That's what that whoopsie mean. Fire.
my woman.
I was gonna get a fire sound,
and her
but it didn't
friend,
really sound
same
like
thing.
that. So I said,
and my old lady's friend, she said that isn't always true. And I say, listen, men genuinely don't like their wives, fiancés, or girlfriends, friends, because they're usually coming in trying to tell your wife everything to do to take their mind off of not having a man themselves.
Well, first thing, what I do when I talk to women,
Yeah, I
I
guess.
remove this not all. It's called nuance. Not all women are like that. I'm like, yeah, if we're going to have a conversation about general stuff, we can't go down the, it's not always, it's not this, because that's a deflection tactic many women try to use. I got a lot of little buzzwords I use to make the conversation single.
Okay.
And then one of the biggest ones is called sign language.
Okay.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. It's like plays that used to work in Tecmo Bowl. Cap Boso over the middle, Bo Jackson for the win. These things tend to work to get conversations thrown off because what you're honestly saying is, look, I got a married situation, you got a single situation. Don't bring your single ideas into my married house.
That's right.
Well, not all. I was like, well, then you go talk to them not all over there. I'll come back when you got a husband and some years in this thing.
It goes. I mean, the man has landmines of logic and insight here. It goes back to the joke that Eddie Murphy told at Raw. He said, "Man, I have to go to Africa and find me somebody in the bush and who doesn't know anything about it. But then I can't bring her back to America because then people gonna be in there saying, girl, do you know what you should have? Do you know what you could do? Do you know? Is he doing this? Is he doing that? You should get half." You know what I mean? Not speaking in reference to whether or not a woman deserves half, because I think that, a woman contributes something to a man.
That's another
that,
discussion, bro.
Is
let's keep it moving. It's a different discussion.
But the concept or the perspective that a woman who doesn't have a man telling a woman with a man what she should be doing about her man, it just escapes me.
Yeah,
because it doesn't happen for men.
I don't understand how women
it's because
would do that.
women.
But I mean, they
women
just want to
care,
talk.
And many women are going to hate that I say it. Women care more about the opinion of their friends than they do about men. This is why, if you're familiar,
I would say
with,
not all women,
like
but a lot of
leaders
women.
what was his name? Helter Skelter.
Okay.
Charles Manson.
Okay.
Charles Manson was able to control those women simply because he wasn't a good-looking dude.
Right.
He was a skinny little weirdo. But what he did is he had all these women, and let's just say she got out of line. He'd say, I'm gonna throw you out.
Right.
I'm going to throw you out. And the woman would be losing her girlfriends or friends. So he would use the opinion of the group to control the women. And that's what, I mean, because I was saying it out here earlier.
I never thought of that.
What did you say exactly? Was it?
Well, what it was single Dina and her best friend.
Okay.
They're like, well, help us get this and help us get to trying to find men. I said, okay, cool. I bring you one man that fits your criteria and her criteria. Only one. Are you ready to compete with her?
Ooh.
And it came back to,
No.
I think you can go find another one. And see, men understand that if I put that one woman between this, you could be mine, you could be my homeboy since this big.
We're gonna let her decide.
We're gonna fight it out. And whoever she
We're gonna
pick,
figure it out. I mean, we ain't gonna fight it out, but I mean,
Yeah, but she
hey,
gonna pick.
I'm gonna present myself, you present yourself, you let her decide.
And when she pick, you're gonna be like, you got it. But we're gonna be good with each other.
Right.
They're not. And that's the thing. Men will accept what our partners think. You can tell men, hey man, I think this or that. A man's gonna take it into consideration and then he's gonna do what he's gonna do. Women really tend to care about what the group thinks because they're the social of the group. That's how they're wired, man. And unfortunately, The things that used to keep families together are tearing them apart together today because we don't have foundational things like we used to have.
Now, let me ask you this.